A recent and deeply concerning study from researchers at the Technical University of Munich, LMU Hospital Munich, and Helmholtz Munich is sending a warning shot through the growing trend of intermittent fasting, particularly among younger populations. While intermittent fasting has earned a reputation as a metabolic miracle for adults, touted for benefits like weight loss, improved heart health, and enhanced insulin sensitivity, this new evidence shows that its impact is not universally positive. In fact, for adolescents, the very practice that helps adults might quietly be laying the groundwork for long-term metabolic dysfunction, especially in the development of diabetes. In controlled laboratory conditions, scientists studied the effects of chronic intermittent fasting in 3 groups of mice: adolescent, adult, and aged. The regimen was simple: fasting every 3rd day for 10 weeks. In adult and older mice, the results were what health enthusiasts have come to expect: enhanced insulin sensitivity and improved metabolic profiles. But in younger mice, the outcome was not only different, it was alarming. Instead of metabolic improvement, the adolescent mice showed impaired development of their insulin-producing beta cells in the pancreas. These cells are absolutely essential for maintaining healthy blood sugar levels, and their dysfunction or destruction is at the heart of both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. The core of the problem lies in the developmental stage of these young beta cells. In adolescent mice, these cells are still maturing, and intermittent fasting appears to disrupt that crucial developmental process. Using advanced single-cell sequencing, the researchers discovered that the beta cells of young mice essentially stopped developing partway through, producing less insulin and resembling the immature, dysfunctional cells often seen in individuals with type 1 diabetes. This isn't a minor glitch in cellular performance. It's a fundamental failure in developmental biology that could have lifelong consequences. Even more unsettling is the human parallel. When the researchers compared their mouse data with human pancreatic tissues, they found similarities between the beta cell development issues in fasting mice and the beta cell failure seen in type 1 diabetes patients. This suggests that fasting during adolescence doesn't just pose theoretical risks. It could very well contribute to a biological environment that increases the likelihood of serious chronic disease. The implications of this are huge. In today's wellness culture, intermittent fasting has taken on an almost mythic status, often presented as a cure-all without proper context or age consideration. Influencers promote it, apps track it, and even teenagers are increasingly embracing fasting protocols in pursuit of weight loss or metabolic health, often without realizing they may be undermining their future well-being. This study breaks the illusion that what's good for adults is automatically safe for teens. Adolescence is a period of intense growth and development, not just externally but internally, at the cellular and molecular level. Insulin production, glucose regulation, and endocrine development are all still stabilizing in this critical window. Introducing prolonged periods of food deprivation during such a formative phase may not just pause growth, it may permanently distort it. That's not a wellness strategy. That's a biological risk. There's also a broader public health concern here. As intermittent fasting gains mainstream traction, there is a disturbing lack of age-specific guidance. Most of the science to date has focused on adults, meaning the teenage demographic is operating in a knowledge vacuum, often guided more by social media than scientific fact. This latest research throws a glaring spotlight on the urgent need to fill that void before real damage is done. To make matters worse, early metabolic impairments like dysfunctional beta cells may not cause immediate symptoms. A teenager experimenting with intermittent fasting might feel fine now, while their pancreatic function silently degrades, setting the stage for insulin resistance, prediabetes, or full-blown diabetes years, or even decades later. The lag between behavior and consequence means these risks are even harder to detect and prevent without proactive research and public education. It's also worth noting the high stakes of this particular organ system. Unlike a strained muscle or temporary fatigue, you can't simply repair or regrow insulin-producing beta cells on demand. Once these cells are damaged or fail to develop properly, the body's ability to regulate blood sugar is compromised, often for life. And with diabetes already a global epidemic, especially among young people, this research adds another layer of concern to an already critical public health crisis. While scientists stress that more research is needed to fully understand the molecular mechanisms at play, This study sends a clear and urgent signal. Intermittent fasting is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It may be beneficial, even therapeutic, for adults whose organs and systems are fully developed. But in adolescents, particularly those still in critical developmental stages, fasting could disrupt vital biological processes and increase the long-term risk of disease, especially diabetes. The temptation to apply adult wellness trends to teenagers must be resisted. Just because something is safe for a fully grown body doesn't mean it's appropriate for a developing one. Until more research provides clear guidelines, intermittent fasting should be approached with extreme caution in adolescents. What looks like discipline and health today may end up costing them their metabolic health tomorrow.